Greetings, fellow comic heads. It is I, Comic Head 84, coming at you with my want list, goal list for 2019. Books that are in your boys' crosshairs that I'm looking to pull the trigger on this year and add to my collection. Little ground rules for this list. I have 15 books on this list. They are books that are at least over $100, couple $100. Some of them, you will see do get into the higher price range. Obviously, my want list is a shit ton of grails, but I'm really trying to be realistic here and books that I can, realistically pull off with the budget that I allow for comics. So here's my current list. The funny thing is sometimes as the year goes on, this list will be subject to change, but right now these are the books I'm really gunning for. So first of the 15, I'm going to start with the X-Men books that are on my list. A duo of books here. New X-Men, the Grant Morrison run, number 128. The reason I would like this book is because of this guy, Phantom X. He is one of my favorite X-Men characters. I really dig him ever since I discovered him during the X-Force Rick Remender run, which is still one of my favorite X-Men runs out there. Found this character, was really intrigued by him, love his design, love his skill set. So I want to grab number 128 and 129, where he makes his first cover appearance. This book, I will be looking for a high grade. I'll be looking to get number 128 slabbed, something above a 9.0. Since it's a newer book, I'll probably be looking for, and it doesn't command that much of a price tag, so I'll probably be trying to get closer to a 9.6, 9.8 with this. 129, if I can get a good deal, I may grab it slabbed as well. But we'll see. I could probably settle for that one raw. We'll see. But a slab pair of these books would be pretty cool. My next X-Men book is another pair of books, number 141 and 142. I have never owned these books. The Days of Future Past. Epic storyline. Iconic covers. I really love these covers. Great books. These two comics, I will probably be looking to get them raw. I don't know if I really feel that strongly about getting these slabbed or buying them slabbed. So I'll probably be looking for some, mid to high grade raw copies. 8.0 and up raw copies is what I'll be looking for with these two books. Next up is Uncanny XMen number 129. I think this is a really good key book to grab with lots of room to grow, as far as putting my speculator hat on. I think that this book has some room to rise in price. Two really solid characters of Kitty Pryde and Emma Frost make their first appearance in this issue. I do own this comic, but in a really low grade. There's a chunk missing out of the cover, shit like that. So I'll be trying to find myself a high grade copy of 129. And that'll bring me to my last two X-Men books on the list. X-Men number 50 and X-Men number 49. So X-Men 50, I just really dig this book. It's amazing that this book is made in the 60s because it feels like a modern book. I've never held it in my hand, but all the images that I see has a real modern vibe to it. So it's amazing that this was produced in the 60s. Classic cover. I'm not big on signed comics generally. I kind of like to keep my covers untouched, but this comic, I would consider picking one up signed by Steranko. Steranko I'm a big fan of his work, and he has an awesome looking signature. He has like one of the best signatures in the game, and I've seen copies of this book signed right across the X-Men logo, and it looks awesome. Shout out to my boy, I Love Signed Comics. I think I've seen him with a copy of this thing signed. In X-Men number 49, first appearance of Polaris. I like that it's a key issue. I like that it's Steranko. I also like that this is the last book in the X-Men series that still has that old school Silver Age logo at the top. I don't own any X-Men issues that have that are old enough to have that old school trade dress on it. So this would be a cool way for me to at least have one book in my collection with that classic Silver Age X-Men logo before it was redesigned with that 3D version that we all know today. And yeah, this book would be good to try to find at a mid-grade, around a 5 or a 6 slabbed is what I'll be looking for here. Alright, moving on from the X-Men, She-Hulk. She-Hulk number 1. I am a huge fan of Bronze Age She-Hulk. There's something about the way she was drawn, the aesthetics of She-Hulk in that era that just I always really loved and got a kick out of. I love this is her first appearance. I'm a big fan of She-Hulk. Again, with the speculator hat on, this book I am certain will have room to grow, and I think She-Hulk will become a lot more of a household name, but I just want it in the collection. Love this cover, classic cover. This is a book that I'm most likely going to go for at least a 9.0 and above. There's one more She-Hulk book on my list, and that is Marvel Graphic Novel number 18. I just really dig this book. It's the art and the pose is the epitome of that Bronze Age 70s 80s style She-Hulk that I love. The black format of it and how her black swimsuit bleeds into the black book. It's a book that would look great in a slab, as you can see. The back cover, which I don't have here, is also solid black with a big old picture of John Byrne on it. The 10th book on my list, we're bringing it back to Steranko. Nick Fury, Agent of S.H.I.E.L.D., number 4. One of my favorite all-time covers is this issue right here. I love the design of it. This is probably my favorite Steranko piece. I will do my best to find this thing in a decent grade. I mean, there's a lot of white on that cover, and we know that can be tough to preserve. So I'm going to do my best to find a graded copy of this book. Hopefully at least at a 7.0 and up. I'm trying to dip my toe into the Silver Age a little more and find some books from the 60s because I don't have many. Moving on to the Batman section of my list. Batman's gotta be represented. The Killing Joke, first print. This is a book obviously that I'm very familiar with. I own, the hardcover, but I've never owned the comic book issue. So I'm going to be looking for this one, definitely in a high grade, 9.0 and up. Another great Joker cover, Batman 251. This is just such an iconic cover. This thing doesn't go for cheap, man, so I will be hoping to find a mid-grade copy of this, 5, 6. This is a book that I would settle for buying it raw, but obviously would love it slabbed. Now, the last Batman title is Detective 363. Now, I don't own a single Silver Age Batman book, and I really want to add one to the collection. Batman is, as a big Batman fan, he's a tough character to collect for, especially if you like to grab the keys, which I do. Because, man, he's such an old character. This book here is the second appearance of Batgirl. I don't really feel that strongly about Batgirl, Barbara Gordon, so I'm not really that inclined to pick up her first appearance issue. So I'll be happy to grab this one. Second appearance of Batgirl. Really cool cover too, by the way. The dialogue on this thing kills me. Batman saying, "Take off your blindfold, Batgirl. You're about to see my unmasked face." And Robin kills it and says, "Batman, don't. Her life and yours won't be worth a plugged nickel if the underworld knows she has that information." Which, oh man, I love that. I love the artwork on this cover. I love how you have all three of them prominently placed on the cover. All right, now we're moving on to the last two books, or the top two books on my list, and these are the bigger ticket books. Silver Surfer number 4. As you guys may know, I'm a big Silver Surfer fan. Iconic Bushima cover, maybe one of the best covers of all time. It's in the top 5 greatest covers of all time, in my opinion. I would love to add this thing to the collection. In 2018, I added Silver Surfer number 1 and number 3 to my collection. Low grade, but I grabbed them. So I'll be looking for this book. And, as far as condition goes, we'll see. I'm going to take whatever I can get, kind of thing, with this one. And this brings me to the last book on my list. This book here, guys, is my grail. I don't think there's any other comic that I really want more than this one. This is my top book. You may know, you may not know that I have Silver Surfer and Galactus tattooed on my body. Those are my guys, and I would love to own this comic. FF48. I hope I can pull it off, man. This is going to be the big boy. I don't want to get just a 1.0, 2.0 beat the shit copy, because this will kind of be almost a decorative piece for me if I pick it up. It'll be displayed on the wall and shit like that. So I want to get a somewhat decent copy, graded, slabbed. So this is the one, guys. Just know, if one day you see me post something on Instagram, I'll post a video or some shit, and you see me holding this book, and I'm like, "Hey guys, look what I got." Just know that your boy has achieved his ultimate goal in comic collecting, and he has grabbed his grail. The Coming of Galactus, first appearance of Galactus and Silver Surfer, the dopest duo in all of comics, the best dynamic of characters, the coolest design, whatever. I'm not going to go on a Galactus Surfer slob fest. I love the characters. I really would love this book. Alright guys, that's it. That's my hit list. Wish me luck out there as I search for these books. And if any of you watching this happen to own this book and are interested in getting rid of them, give your boy a heads up. Let me know. While I may not be in the position to pull the trigger immediately on some of these books, I would love to have a dialogue with you about it, and perhaps we can chat about some possibilities. All right? Thanks for checking in, guys. I appreciate you stopping by. Peace!